Yo, what's up guys, ENCEKI here. NHL Gaming World Championships has been announced. So I'm super disappointed about this format. Let's react to it together, but I know there isn't a World Finals between Europe and North America. So registration starts March 1st with $100,000 prize pool. You can play it on all 4 consoles, which is exactly why I did this series. This was announced about 3 months ago. I did my team on Xbox One because it's probably easiest to qualify on Europe on that console. Once registered, compete with your HUT team in eSports NHL 22. So you will play with your own ultimate team. There's a video, there's a tournament format. Let's react to the video.
This year's NHL Gaming World Championship, we will crown 1 North American champion and 1 European champion. In North America, thousands of players will compete in the online open play. The players will choose if they will play on PlayStation 4 through online open play. The top 64 on each console will advance to the next phase, the online club play-in. Here, the 64 players on each console are distributed out to the 32 NHL clubs. This means 2 players for each club on each of the 4 consoles. The 2 players will go head-to-head and fight for the right to represent their club at the North American Console Finals. At the North American Console Finals, the 32 players will battle it out in each of the 4 consoles. The players will fight for their club, and in the end, we will have 4 console winners. The 2 finalists from each console will qualify for the live in-person main event, the Club Championship. The 8 best players remain and will compete to be crowned 2022 NHL Gaming World Championship Club Champion.
NA has a sick format, very similar to last year.
There is also going to be a lot of action going down across the Atlantic when we will find our European champion.
Oh, you say?
Again, the players will choose if they wish to compete on PlayStation 4. New this year are the 1v1 European qualifiers, where winners from each console will be given an automatic berth into the European Console Finals. The European qualifiers will be available in the following regions: Czech Republic, Slovakia, UK, Ireland, Austria, Germany, Switzerland, Denmark, Norway, Sweden, and
This
Finland.
is totally new.
In each region, we will find a winner on each of the 4 consoles that will advance directly to the console finals. Through the online open play, we will find the remaining 58 players. That gives us 64 players on each console.
Let's go over it later.
At the European Console Finals, the 64 players will battle it out in each of the 4 consoles.
So this is
similar. The players will go head-to-head until we have 4 console winners. The 2 finalists from each console will qualify for the live in-person main event, the European Championship. Here, the 8 best players will battle it out and fight for the right to call themselves 2022 NHL Gaming World Championship European Champion.
It sounded similar to last year, but just with 4 consoles. We will go over the No World Finals thing later. Okay, so what does this mean? This is a huge thing. Winners from European qualifiers will get automatic entry to the European Console Finals. What is an European qualifier? Dude, this start next month. I need to get my pay to win. Pay to win going. Need to get a better team. I guess you can't play on multiple consoles, I'm guessing. Yeah. Wait a minute, the European qualifiers are first, 19th of March. And online open play is later, so these are not the same thing. Players will compete until 1 player is crowned the winner of each console. Both players who competed in the grand final will advance to the European Championship. Europe pricing: first place qualifier 500 each, first place 15k. Well, it's the same as it's been in 2020 and 2021. Bit higher. Let's see quickly North America's prize pool. Yeah, look, North Americans have a way higher prize pool. It is what it is. In the video you heard the North American format. We will not go into that one because we play in Europe. We found the rules. I will try to find the most important stuff. You need to be at least 16 years old or older to play in this tournament. If we make it to European Championship final, that would be June 4th. Here we go. Round 1, European qualifiers. So this is basically an open bracket for everybody living in these countries. So this is like the old 128 player play-in without the seeding, without the qualifying process. So just everybody from these countries can get in. But how do you decide if there's over 128 players from one country? The winner of each European qualifier, so each country's open qualifier basically, will earn a digital collectible token. And then there's the online open play, same as it's been in the past. HUT champion type weekend where you can qualify for the bracket play. We won't go over this. If you played GWC in the past, you know what this is. European console finals, okay. Following the conclusion of online open play for players from the European region and the European qualifiers, top 64 players for each console, 26 players from the first weekly play period, the 32 players from the second weekly play period. So there's only 2 weekly play periods this year, not 4 as it's been in the past. And the 6 players from the European qualifiers who have earned a collectible will be eligible to participate in the European console final. Okay, so from the first qualifier you just get a collectible for the European console final. You don't get straight to the top 8 finals. Okay, I got that wrong. The European console final consists of 4 separate brackets of 64 players each console. Players will be seeded in the European console final as follows. Winners of the European qualifiers will be randomly seeded by console in positions 17 to 22. Why aren't the qualifier winners higher than 17 to 22? And hey, no offense, this is kinda bad. There's a separate qualifier, for example, for UK and Ireland. And nothing against these countries at all. But how do you seed a guy in the top 20 in the NHL GWC from these countries on all consoles in Europe? I know like 2 players maybe from these countries max. So maybe a bit more than that, but you get the point. I don't want to qualify from the European qualifiers. I will be seeded 17 to 22 when I can qualify for the open play and be seeded number 1. This European qualifier thing seems totally pointless, and it sounds like they just want more countries to be involved in this thing. Which kinda makes sense, but at the same time, for players looking to win this tournament like me, you're not making it tempting at all to even play in the European qualifiers. Players will use their existing HUT teams until the semi-final round of the applicable console final, at which point players participate in a HUT team draft and select new HUT teams. This is fantastic. Now in the qualifier semifinals, we have a HUT team draft, so we can get equal teams. So there's no team advantages in the final rounds. And this is fantastic. I just don't understand why this can't be done at the start of European console finals to have the equal chance for absolutely everybody and not just the semi-finalists. Maybe there's too many players then in the draft, but there's a way to make that work still. First 4 rounds of the European console final will be single elimination and consist of head-to-head best of 3 matches. So same as it's been before, if you lose one best of 3 during the first 4 rounds of the whatever this thing is called, console finals, you're out of the GWC. So no second chances. If you match up against me and you lose, you're out. Is that fair? No, that's the way GWC has always been. Single elimination, so this tournament gets us quickly from start to finish. I don't love it. This could be a 30-minute conversation about how this format could be better. It's the biggest tournament in the world. Why couldn't this tournament be the whole year around so that we would 100% get the best players in the European finals, in the North American finals, in the World finals, whatever it might be? Why does it only have to be a 1-month, 2-month tournament with single elimination format? Just to make this as easy to understand as possible. First, you qualify to the European console final from the European qualifiers or the open play. 64 players on each console make it to the European console finals. You have to win 4 rounds, single elimination best of 3 to get to the semi-final round of the console final. Then there's a team draft. I don't know how that is done, but basically there will be equal teams, and if you win the semi-final round, you will be in the European finals, which will be a live event. Oh damn, I didn't see this. God damn. Beginning in the semi-final round, the European console final will be a double elimination and consist of best of 3 series. So if you make it to your console final semi-finals, then it's a double elimination best of 3 series. So you could lose your first best of 3 and still have another chance to make it to the top 8 finals, if I didn't get this wrong. Winner and runner-up for the European console final advance to the European Championship. European Championships are single elimination best of 3. Like I said, it's always like that in the GWC. There we go, the NHL GWC has been announced. We just went through the European format. If you're more interested about the North American format, I'll link this in the description. My opinions on the format, very similar to what it has been in the past years. Small upgrade with the double elimination in the final stages of the qualifier. I guess the European qualifier part is an upgrade, but none of the top players would want to go through that European qualifier route because they will be seated in the middle, or basically in the middle of the bracket. We want to be seated as high as possible to avoid the other top players as long as possible, basically. But my biggest takeaway from GWC announcement is that there's not a World Finals, and I'm super disappointed about it. European Championships are cool, but We won it 3 times, for fuck's sake. I'm kidding. We did a World Finals, man. And I thought it might happen because of the Bolts Challenge tournament in Tampa Bay, where we just flew over last week to Orlando to play at a LAN event. I know it's still stuff happening with COVID and everything, but still I would have loved to see the World Finals happening, especially when there's... Dude, the European Finals are still going to be live. I don't know about the North America. Would have been nice to see a World Final. Everyone, thank you so much for watching the video. Hope you stayed with me. I'm not maybe the best at explaining things in English, but you're used to it, come on. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this format. Have a great day and see you next time.